Well, well, well. Beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. My name is Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, I have the chef of all chefs in the kitchen right now. Your boy, Chef. Showtime was happening. All right.
How you doing?
What's happening, my brother? Oh, man. This man does everything. He is everything. His name is Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
Yo, best damn nation. What's going on? My apologies for not being able to show you guys my beautiful face at the moment, but I'm still at work. And as you guys know, these monkeys don't stop no show. So let's get it going.
I dig, my brother. Oh, man. He is the Renaissance man. He is the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs, the genie of the best damn wrestling podcast, the dawn of the best damn wrestling podcast. LP is in the building.
What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Oh, man. Blessed and highly favored, as the old folks would say. We are the best damn wrestling podcast. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It's afternoon for us here in Phoenix, in Carolinas, and on the East Coast. I believe it is 6 o'clock. You could be anywhere in the world, but you ain't right here watching you boys, and we appreciate that. Showing us some love. We talk wrestling, we talk entertainment, we talk sports, we talk life, and of course, we crack jokes on each other, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We have fun here on the show. Thank you for joining us. Fellas, let me go around the board real quick. Looks like we're having some technical issues this afternoon, but it's okay. Mr. Everything, what's going on with you, my friend?
Man, nothing much. I do got a little announcement. I don't know if I should announce it now or wait till later. No, I might make y'all just wait for a little bit. It's a pretty good announcement, so I'm gonna let y'all wait till the end of the show.
Oh man, you always good at making them squirm. You are always making them squirm, man. Special announcement from Mr. Everything at the end of the show. Beautiful people. LPZ back in the studio. ICZ. What's happening, my brother?
All right, man. Same old, man. They're trying to make a little bit of bread to eat at night.
I know that's right, man. How did the shoot go last time?
It came out good. She was happy with the work, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I know that's right. All right, keep on putting out great content, my friend. Fashion show update.
Still going April 23rd. You know, all the information on my IG as always. He's still rolling.
All right. The Renaissance man is putting on the Renaissance show. It's gonna be dope. If you're in the Carolinas, go check it out. LP always puts on one hell of a show. Tell them about Welcome to Wakanda, the last show that you put on.
That was a show that was based on the second one was based on what possibly could happen in Black Panther, and the first Wakanda show was kind of loosely based on Black Panther. I'm a Marvel fan, you know, first and foremost, so I wanted to mix my two worlds together. So when I came over there, and I got one more to do, I just don't know when I'm gonna do it yet.
Oh man, hey, listen, keep on cranking them out. We need them for the area. You know what I'm saying? You always showcase black excellence, and we appreciate that. So the next time that your guys are in the area, if you're in the area in April, go check out the Renaissance Fashion Show by your boy LP. Chef, what's happening?
He's
Boy, just chilling. Man, we got to get rid of that dial-up internet, Jack. You know what I'm saying? that dial-up be killing us. We got to get Verizon. You know what I'm saying? I got cops be killing me. I'm around the mountain. I can't never get no reception. Oh man. So fellas, you know what it is, man. We gotta talk wrestling. And of course, it is my favorite segment of all. You know, we gotta do it each and every Wednesday. Beautiful people, prepare yourself. Hot topics. Listen, first of all, I want to see what you guys thought about SmackDown. Let's go SmackDown on Friday. To me, it wasn't a whole lot that actually went down on Friday, but there was something that I do want to talk about, and it was the face-to-face, the final face-to-face between Cody Rhodes and the tribal chief Roman Reigns. I thought it was very interesting. Cody and Roman Reigns has history even behind the scenes. And for those who don't know, Roman Reigns was trained by Cody's daddy. You know what I'm saying? The great Dusty Rhodes. The segment was great. I want to get your thoughts on it. It was a beautiful back and forth, face to face. Roman Reigns actually showed a lot of respect for Cody's dad, and he was like, "Hey, you know, saying your dad trained me. We used to talk about everything together. But you know, the one thing that we never talked about, that he never brought up, was you. He never talked about you. It's almost like you don't even exist." He was like, "Listen, don't worry. Whatever your daddy didn't teach you, I'm going to teach you at WrestleMania." Oh my God. He went for the juggler. He made it personal. Fellas, let's talk about it. The confrontation between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
So pretty much, it was a pretty good segment. The thing with promos and building up a high caliber match like a main event for WrestleMania has to have some type of realism in it. Has to bring the fans in to say, you know what, I really want to see what's going to happen. I feel like at some point, Roman and Cody are going to have to get physical before WrestleMania, and I almost feel like it's going to take away from WrestleMania. So I think they need to have maybe one more face-to-face confrontation of just a war of words, and then let it just stay that way until WrestleMania. I mean, we only got, 3 weeks left? So let those guys kind of talk it up a little bit more, and let's see what happens. But I love the segment. It was good to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good segment too. LP, what was your thoughts on the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns confrontation on Friday?
I mean, I think Roman looked good, but I don't think Cody came out good. I kind of think Cody got buried a little bit. Me personally, I think Roman made him look like he was a rookie. To be honest, the way he just sat there and took it. It reminded me. I don't know if you guys remember Rocky IV when Rocky had a street fight with Tommy Gunn, and the manager was like, "Fight back, you bum! Fight back!" So it's like, come on, Cody's gonna keep on getting them hits. I don't know. I felt like he got buried. Cody needed a boost. Roman don't need a boost. And to me, Roman just disrespected him more. I guess maybe it's to build the story up. But it didn't make me want to watch the match no more than I already really don't care about watching as it is. I really don't think Roman's gonna lose to Cody. I would be extremely shocked if Roman loses to Cody. Nothing about nothing right now makes it look like Cody gonna win. But that may be what they're trying to do.
Chef, what do you think about this promo, man? How do you feel about the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns promo, and are you interested in this fight for WrestleMania?
I guess he left.
And Chef has left the building. So, I think you're right, LP. They're trying to really make it personal and bring some interest to this fight. And it's almost like the fans are like, make me care. You know what I'm saying? Please make me care about this fight. It's still some unfinished business with Kevin Owens. It's still some unfinished business with Sami Zayn. It seemed like the storyline is kind of spreading all over the place. I'm enjoying it. It feels like Days of Our Lives. You know what I'm saying? Where you have multiple storylines all in one. I'm enjoying it, but I'm really trying to see how they're going to end this thing. LP, do you have any insight? How do you feel they're going to end this whole Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn kind of thing we saw on Monday? And I don't want to kind of get ahead of myself, but we saw on Monday Cody Rhodes came to Sami Zayn's aid. So how do you feel about it right now?
I think here on out, Cody Rhodes, it's either be Cody Rhodes or KO, or Cody Rhodes and all three of them going to fight against the Bloodline. I don't know if you caught somebody was getting interviewed, and in the back, you could see Cody talking to KO. They kind of had it like way in the background. So, I mean, he got to have some kind of help. He can't fight Roman, straight up. There's just no way that's going to happen. So, I think that the WWE has written themselves in the corner. They had a great storyline going with the whole Sami thing, but then Cody got better. So then they threw Cody in there, and I think it's lost all over again. Like the TV show Lost. They did so much, but now they like, how the hell are we gonna get out of this situation? Because even if Cody wins, what's next for Cody? Like, is Roman gonna try to get the belt back? Is Roman gonna still stick around? Who's somebody else gonna fight Cody? Like, what is gonna happen if Cody wins the belt? There's like nothing there they have to restart something completely different. And the whole daddy thing, I don't know. I just, as I said last week, I just think they're using that too much. I think they need something else other than, damn well Dusty Rhodes talked about Cody. So, they making it look good, but damn well Dusty Rhodes loved both of his kids. Now that man loved both of his kids. So, good and well he talked about, I don't see him not talking about the better son, because he is better than his brother. I hate to bust anybody bubble, but Cody's always been better than Dusty.
Cody's always been better than Gold Dust.
Yes. Yes.
Dusty Rhodes. Really?
Yes. If you really want to keep it up.
You were not a Gold Dust fan, sir?
I like Gold Dust. It was funny. Hell, I thought, what was his name? Stardust or whatever Cody was doing after that. But yeah, Gold Dust was not better than Dashing Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was a monster. When Cody Rhodes was with Ted DiBiase, them boys were doing some work for a little bit of time. Gold Dust was just he was a gimmick or a comedy act.
I was a Goldust fan, man. He was weird and he was awkward. He kind of, was a little ahead of his time, almost Gorgeous Georgish. But he had some really funny segments, especially with Booker T. He also had some great segments with R-Truth. I thought that, he was really good as far as his character work is concerned. But the work that he's doing in AEW is pretty dope too, man. He's been having some hellified wrestling matches with some great people, man, and having some dream matches and hanging in there with some of them young guys. And so, hats off to the whole Rhodes family, man. Mr. Everything, are you excited to see Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania?
Um, I gotta side with LP for a small moment of Cody needing help. I think something's gonna happen to where Cody, KO, and Sami Zayn have a 6-man against uh, the brothers Usos. Um, and it's something's gonna come to a head with all of that. I really feel like there's something. I don't know. There's something down in the background with Jay Uso and this whole Sami Zayn thing. I don't think that what happened Monday is really what's going down. But as far as Cody and Roman, yeah, I don't see. I honestly don't see Cody taking the belts from Roman some kind of way, and I still feel like it's gonna be Jay. Something deep down in me still says it's going to be Jay. I did happen to see something where there's a possibility of a Roman versus Solo at some point. I have to go back and find it for you guys and put it in the Best Damn Nations page. But there's something about there's rumor of a Solo versus Roman Reigns, and if that's going to happen, then I think everything is going to fall back to where Jay is going to be the one to take down Roman Reigns. All hats off to Cody, but I don't see with everything that's going on, and all the confusion and all the different storylines and the multiverses, and I think we're at a flashpoint right now. So if it continues to be a flashpoint, it's definitely going to be Jay Uso.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and go over to Monday Night Raw and just transition to the whole thing. There was a segment, there was a whole match between Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn. The match was actually really good, man. And I have to be completely honest. If I'm judging the wrestling styles of the Usos, Jay is a much better wrestler. I like watching Jay in the ring single wise more than I like watching Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Because some reason, I don't know, Jimmy just be losing, man. He do. Jimmy lose a lot of one-on-one matches, man. Jay really hold his own. But Jimmy just be kind of skirting by just a little bit. So, watching Jimmy one-on-one, most of the time, I feel like Jimmy is going to lose. More than likely, Jimmy's going to get his ass whooped. Or they're going to intervene some type of way. But I haven't seen Jimmy Uso really win a lot of matches by himself. With that being said, he was facing the great Sami Zayn. The match was really good. And then there was a period where Jay Uso showed up during the match, walked through the crowd, drew all the attention. And then he stood on the announcer's table and was cheering his brother on. Go ahead, bro. Do it. Unknowingly, he got distracted. Sami Zayn took advantage of it, won the match. After they won the match, Solo and Jimmy started beating the hell out of Sami Zayn. They was jumping him. They was wailing on him. And then Sami Zayn got out of the ring. I jumped ahead of myself. The beatdown happened after Jay hugged him, threw up the one, and then kicked him in the face, then threw him in the ring, and then they whooped his ass. I kind of jumped. I'm trying to tell a hood story. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to get to the juicy stuff. But anyway, so Sammy got his ass whooped, and he got jumped by the bloodline. And then Cody Rhodes' music hits. Cody Rhodes runs into the ring and saves Sami Zayn from the bloodline. LP, what did you think about that whole segment, the whole match? And do you feel like the bloodline is reunited? There are no cracks in the bloodline. What do you think, sir?
It's I think they're doing a good job on trying to make people trying to figure out what's going on. Um, Now I knew when Jay was beside and he had that space, I knew what was about to happen. Like I know super kick. I'm a Shawn Michaels fan. I know the length of a super kick, so I knew it was a reason why they were spaced out. I was like, oh, he about to kick him in his face. And what I liked about it was it really was realistic because Sammy can be cool, but that's my brother. Solo is my brother. Like Roman is just a cousin. They can be like the hell of Roman, but that's my brother. And if you remember, I think too when Roman was like, Jimmy, if he ain't here next week, I'm blaming your ass. And you remember he used to beat Jimmy down on the regular basis. Jay only joined the bloodline because of Jimmy. It seems like people forget why why the bloodline got started. He was beating the hell out of Jimmy on a regular basis. Jimmy must be the youngest one out of the team by a couple of minutes, I guess. But I thought something was gonna happen then. I actually thought that he was gonna try to do something that Jimmy and Jay was gonna show up, blah blah blah. They kind of changed it up. I think they changing the story. I really think they changing the story as they go and certain stuff, and I think that was part of it. They had made the decision which route they were gonna go because a lot of people think that they're gonna lose the belt to they're gonna lose the belt to KO and yeah. That they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose the tag belt to them at WrestleMania. And people been saying it a lot, but I was like, they ain't really made no moves toward that. Now they have made moves toward it. Just KO got to get out his feelings or whatever. But right now, Sammy ain't got nobody. Sammy on his own. But
Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely.
he got no friends. So I get what Mr. Everything's saying about Jay still could be a wild card, but something else has to happen. We got to see what happens Friday when he comes back and how Roman reacts. If Roman brings him completely in, or Roman give him a little side eye, because Jay, I don't see Jay turning on Jimmy. You know, they always do a brother versus brother eventually, but them dudes ain't done it yet, and they real brothers, unlike Edge and Christian or some of these kayfabe. But I don't know. They're doing a pretty good job with this one storyline. Everybody else is trash.
Oh man, Mr. Everything, what do you think about this whole storyline, man, and where do you see it going?
Just like LP just alluded to, we have to see what's going to happen on Friday. I think, truthfully, Roman is going to go off on Jay, and Jimmy's going to step in, and Solo's going to step in. I think Roman's frustrations is building up so big right now. I mean, you got to remember what he said a couple weeks ago to Paul Heyman and what Paul Heyman told Jimmy. He told Jimmy, go home next week, watch the show, because there's things you can see at home that you can't see at a live show. And if that's the same story that they can tell with Jay, Jay's sitting at home watching how Roman talks to Jimmy, how Roman says he's going to blame Jimmy and do this and do that. I think Jay is really going to step up and ask me, what you mean that you're going to blame my brother? Like, what's your problem? Like, all this. I think a lot of that is going to come to a head this Friday, and things are going to kind of be shaky with the bloodline. As far as Jay siding with Sammy, that little comment with him saying, I trust you, kind of takes me back to, their little conversations behind the trailers and all those different things and what they could have talked about behind the scenes, phone calls or whatever. I think that's a little something with Jay talking about, you know what, I trust you. I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what you're saying to do. And that's beat the hell out of you, because you got to remember, Jimmy and Solo didn't really touch Sammy that much because Jay was on top of him. Every time they try to jump on him, Jay would push him out the way and was beating the hell out of him. So I think Jay was protecting Sammy in that moment to let him know, to let the brothers know, look, I'm siding with y'all. And on Friday, when Roman actually blows his gasket, like, yo, what took you so long, this, that, and the third, that's where the brothers is going to realize Roman ain't it. It's all about Jay. And then they're going to side with Jay. They're going to step back from Roman. If that causes Roman to lose the belt at WrestleMania, so be it. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of it is still going to come to the head with Jay.
Man, it's a lot to take in, fellas. This storyline is going all over the place, and we're trying to do our best to kind of predict what's going on with the bloodline, and the storyline is the bloodline. But I do not want the bloodline storyline to end. I'm going to be honest with you. If they can find a way to keep it going, Roman, gracefully bows out, and then they can still keep the other members of the bloodline there, and then, create some faction rivalries. And now you can have the bloodline kind of, take losses and still compete, because, you don't have the direction of the tribal chief. And then once the tribal chief comes back, maybe they can get their act back together. You know what I'm saying? So I will hope that it rolls out like that. LP still wants Solo to take a loss. You know what I'm saying? Solo is going to remain undefeated.
For a little while, I think he is.
No, Solo lost.
When did he lose?
He lost against Kevin Owens. They jumped him, remember?
Did he get a pin?
No, but it's still a loss.
But he did not lose. If he did not get pinned,
it's still a loss.
If his shoulders did not get pinned to the mat, and he did not tap out, he did not lose.
A DQ is a DQ, and a DQ is a loss. He lost.
Well, that's not a real loss. You know what I'm saying? He can debate that every day of the week. I've never been pinned. I've never tapped out. I've never passed out. I've never really lost a match. Technically, yeah, he lost a match. Should have been paying attention, but he was not. He just sitting there angry, being the enforcer. You know what I'm saying? But let's see where this whole bloodline thing goes. Also, man, we saw the reemergence of the great John Cena. John Cena came back. He didn't even have enough time to address his hometown fans of Boston, Massachusetts, before Austin Theory's music hit and he came down the ring. We all knew what this was. Austin Theory has been talking about challenging the great John Cena for some time now, and now he kind of laid out the challenge. But this challenge did not come without a few spankings, because John Cena spanked that ass on the microphone. Oh my God, it was horrible. It was like the Django. You know what I'm saying? He was whipping them bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about an abuela with a chunkla whooping that ass. John Cena was telling Austin Theory, hey man, you are not ready for this. You are not ready for the spotlight. You want to challenge me, the great one, at WrestleMania, the biggest stage of them all. If you lose, you lost to me. John Cena, if you win, you still don't win. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much dissected this man in the ring. He did not know what to do. Whenever John Cena has these interactions with certain people, man, either they step up and really prove themselves, or they don't. The same thing happened with Roman Reigns and John Cena when John Cena confronted Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns had to step up his game, or he was going to get destroyed in the ring on the microphone. LP, what did you think about the whole John Cena and Austin Theory interaction? And do you think John Cena was true with what he was saying, that Austin Theory is not ready for the big show?
I don't like seeing the guys get buried like that, especially when they. To me, I'm not an Austin Theory fan anyway. Y'all been on that guy. I ain't never thought he was that guy anyway. That's Vince's boy. But but John Cena didn't have to. John Cena's at the point where he don't got to bury people like that. People weren't burying his ass like that when he was trying to come up. So I don't necessarily like the. You can give him a little. You can give him a little hit here and there, but damn, you ain't got to do him like that. Dude already got the worst cash in history. Like so much, he already got so many things wrong with his character, with the directions they're doing. That he didn't need to do it. He needs to win that match. I don't know how you talking about you win the match, you still lose. Now if he win, he win. If John Cena definitely needs to let him get over, because if he doesn't beat John Cena, he needs to go back to NXT or go to AEW or go somewhere. But he don't need to stay at WWE because it's just gonna be pointless. What would be the point of crushing the guy? I mean, Austin Theory is not that guy though. He just isn't. He wasn't before. He isn't now. I don't know what they can. I think Austin Theory needed a stable. He needs a faction. Like him by himself, he's trash. Like he needs to find retribution and try to put them back together or something. But he needs a
Judgment Day.
Yeah, like even when the Miz used to have the two boys with him, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas.
Like, that made the Miz better, and that gave them a little bit of something to do. Like if Austin Theory puts together a 2-guy group with him, 2 young guys, he can really do something. But like by himself, he just ain't got the juice. Like like if you really pay attention, even if he keeps the belt, what is he gonna do? Because he's not really doing anything with it. If he loses the belt, what is he gonna do with it? So yeah, they need to rebrand him into something, but he needs a faction. He needs a faction bad. Like bad. I think that is the only thing that can save him is a faction.
I'm gonna agree with you on this, man, and I really think that he would benefit from joining the Judgment Day. And he really does need somebody. I was going to say like a mentor or something like that, but he doesn't. He needs some other younger guys that he can get together and they can run ruckshot over Raw. He needs somebody that can kind of protect his image and that he can bounce off of. I thought that him, Seth Rollins, and The Miz, they did a house show together, and I'm like, man, they were good as a faction. They would be really annoying, very entertaining as a faction, and they have some all first ballot Hall of Famers in The Miz and then Seth Rollins, man, but they never did, they never kind of went in that direction. Speaking of The Miz, man, The Miz is now hosting WrestleMania. I love The Miz. I think The Miz is entertaining. Hollywood, it just fits. I was trying to figure out what The Miz was going to do for WrestleMania season, and he kind of wiggled his way into a hosting job, man. To be honest with you, I would rather see The Miz than, just a random celebrity, man. Mr. Everything, what do you think about The Miz hosting WrestleMania?
I guess he just needed something to do. Truthfully, there's no real excitement about him being a host of WrestleMania. I really don't care. To be honest, I don't really care about The Miz hosting WrestleMania because unless he's going to go out there and start hosting and call somebody out and end up having a match, it really does nothing for The Miz. Like he's just at this point he just collected a check, and like, yeah, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care about The Miz hosting WrestleMania. Like, he would be better off hosting NXT's pay-per-view on that Friday. And like, do we really need a host for WrestleMania? Do we? Do we really need a host?
You don't. Who was the host last year?
Titus O'Neil and
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
Was
Hogan.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
no, and they booed Hogan.
They booed it. Yeah, they booed him. They
Yeah.
should have booed him out the building.
But only thing they do is introduce this. They introduce the show. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because
So yeah,
Titus didn't want to be around him. He didn't want to. He didn't want to do it. He just did it because it's WrestleMania and it's a big check.
yeah. They didn't. They
But
didn't need to have a black person standing beside them.
the only thing I can see Miz end up doing, you crazy. The only thing I can see Miz end up doing is getting involved in Seth Rollins and Logan Paul's thing. But even still, does nothing for the Miz because
Well, let's
you lost to Logan Paul. You got beat up by Logan Paul. Why would you be? Why are you involved in that situation? Makes no sense.
let's go ahead and talk about that, man. There was an interaction on Monday Night Raw where Seth Rollins came out to the ring while the Miz he was having his Miz TV inside the ring. He invited Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Seth Rollins came out. Everybody in that arena sung Seth Rollins' song. It was deafening, and they did it throughout the whole entire segment. That goes to show you how popular Seth Rollins is as a wrestler. When you have the Miz and you have Logan Paul, international megastar, as people will refer to him as. I see your face, selfie. An international megastar, call the boy what he is. You know what I'm saying? He came into the ring, and then Seth Rollins was like, let me introduce myself. We haven't formally introduced ourselves. I am a revolutionary. I am a visionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. And he was like, I know who you are. You're the guy's head that I stomped last week. They had a very colorful banter. Logan Paul was pretty much saying that you're jealous of me because I did everything that you wanted to do in a shorter amount of time. I am a premium prime act, and I do this better than you do. That stung a little bit for Seth Rollins. In the end of the conversation, Seth Rollins ended up hitting the Miz, kicking him in the face, turned around, and got knocked the out by Logan Paul. Logan Paul hit him with a baseball pitch, clocked him right on the jaw. It was real. It sounded real. He hit him square on the chin. Knocked him out. He was asleep for a second. Whenever you hear somebody start snowing, yeah, he was asleep. His face was flushed to the ground. I don't know how you just fall. He had a Family Guy fall. Arm was behind his back. Seth Rollins, he was asleep for a second, man. What did you think about that punch? Do you think that punch would be a factor in this whole thing? Let me go to the combat expert of the group, Mr. Everything. Do you think Logan Paul's punch will be a factor in the Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul fight?
Man, like we always say, it only takes one lucky punch. However, Seth Rollins is a visionary. He's an architect. He is the man of man. I don't really see Seth Rollins allowing that to happen. Seth Rollins is always 10 steps ahead of everyone, so like I said, it's going to have to take somebody to get involved for Logan Paul to land that one lucky punch. But I'm actually really interested in seeing this match because these are two. I guess we can call them both high flyers. I guess we can call Logan Paul a high flyer. All the stuff he's done off the top rope, things like that. So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I don't really see him landing that punch without somebody getting involved in some kind of way.
Oh man, I think you might be right. I'm interested in kind of seeing this fight, man. Let's go over to the Best Damn Nation, man. We got some comments. Let's read some of these comments from the fans. We got some Hey Guys. Um, Mama Everything. She on the line. Mama on the line. What's happening, Mama Everything? She up here talking about Hey Son. You know what I'm saying? Talking to her boy. You know what I mean? Showing love. Also, hold on. Let me make an acknowledgement. We got a comment from Cherlyn Guthrie. Ladies in the house. Happy. I say happy. Sorry. Happy International Women's Day, Queens. You know what? I think that's appropriate. We love women here. I was brought into this world by a woman. You know what I'm saying? I have a beautiful queen myself. Shout out to you. Happy International Women's Day. And all of the fellas here at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast would like to wish all of the women of the world happy International Women's Day. Keep on inspiring everybody and staying strong. To all the ladies of the world, thank you for supporting us men who need support. Happy International Women's Day. Fellas, let's see for love. What do you guys have to say for International Women's Day? Let me go LPZ. You got anybody special you want to shout out?
Oh man, I shout out every woman that's out there because you change lives every day. Every single woman out there changes somebody's lives. First of all, like you said, y'all start life for everybody. Unless we were created in the lab somewhere, you start everybody off. And without a strong woman, nobody would be where the person they are now. Without a strong mama, without a strong sister, without a strong wife, etc. Women play a part in everybody's life.
Yeah, that's 100% for sure. I know I wouldn't be where I am in my life if it wasn't for strong women to be able to help and support your boy. Mr. Everything, what do you have to say to all the beautiful women for International Women's Day?
I wouldn't be Mr. Everything without Mama Everything. So happy International Women's Day, Mom. And she wouldn't be Mama Everything without Grandma Everything. So happy International Women's Day, Grandma. Yeah, man. Like LP said, unless you was made in a petri dish somewhere, I was actually drafted from the sun. So, but I was given right to Mama Everything. uh, but yeah, we appreciate women doing what they do, overcoming obstacles just as much as men do. So happy International Women's Day to all the women out there.
Yeah, for sure, man. We always going to acknowledge special days. So, like I said before, to all of the women of the world, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are important, you are needed, you are necessary, you are loved, and thank you for all of you do. All of the women who are breaking ground, all of the women who are doing amazing things in this world. We salute you. And that goes, into the women wrestlers too. The women wrestlers have been doing a phenomenal job, entertaining, doing things better than a lot of men. You know what I'm saying? And so I love watching women wrestling. I support women's wrestling. We here, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, support women's wrestling. Fellas, we've been seeing a lot of legends come back, and Lita and Trish. Since it's International Women's Day, let's round it off real quick. Who is your favorite women's wrestler? Let me go, LP.
My favorite women's wrestler of all time?
Of all time.
I'll probably say.
Hold on, I got you. Of all time and current. We'll do two.
Okay, well, current, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my girl Bianca. Let's keep it a buck. Strong, black, beautiful woman out there, number one, the number one wrestler right now. I gotta give her props. Old school, I probably gotta say Medusa. Like I gotta go way back. That was one of the females that I actually thought put on good matches back in the days. Versus, I didn't really see her in no Brian panties and no stuff like that back in WCW. She used to really put on, some good matches. So I think those would be my.
All right, cool. That's a solid two right there. It's a solid two, Mister Everything. Oh man, who are your favorite women's wrestlers one of all time and one current?
Current, truthfully, it's a toss up between Bianca Belair and Asuka. Honestly, for me, because they're two dynamics in the way they carry themselves in the ring is just phenomenal. And then all time will have to be China. She opened up a lot of doors and
Mm.
she pioneered a lot of different things for the women's division, whether people want to recognize it or not. I mean, she was the one who won the Intercontinental Championship. She wrestled men, she wrestled women. So she kind of really opened up the doors for women, uh, when she was around. So those would be I guess, my three right now.
Yeah, man. Let's see. My two favorite current wrestler is Charlotte Flair, of course, the Queen. Uh, and favorite women's wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair. What you talking about? What you thought I was gonna say? Somebody else? Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's champion of all time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Shame this man. Shame this man. Shame.
Put that in your
Shame.
pipe and smoke it. Uh,
Shame.
Charlotte Flair is the greatest of all time. Jack, don't get it twisted. Honorable mentions, Jacqueline. I used to love watching Jacqueline. You also mentioned China. China, yeah, she really broke a lot of barriers. I'm gonna say one that's a little controversial, and I know LP gonna look at me sideways, Nia Jax.
What?
you're not you're not for real, right? You're not for real, right?
Hey man, don't y'all be hating on Nia Jax, man.
Where's Nia Jax? Where's
I
Nia
just
Nia
say
Jax?
awesome
Nia
comedy
Jax,
before I like Jax.
hold on. Nia Jax was a former women's champion. She also a former tag team women's champion. And she fought in the men's Royal Rumble.
I am
Man,
so shocked if you would say Nia Jax and you wouldn't say Sensational Sherry, or you wouldn't say, hell, I would say the damn Moolah or Mae Young. Like, where your old school Charlotte Flair?
Okay,
For
all right.
both.
I mean, I would have said I would have said Santina Morella before Nia Jax.
Boy, y'all some Nia haters, man. You know what I'm saying? Nia came in and started cleaning the shop, bro. She was
Your old
down.
school Charlotte. And it
Nia
came.
Jax to all your greats to the challenge.
Who was your first female that you watched? And don't be talking about no Sunny or nothing. I'm talking about, oh, you older than me. We close to the same age. I'm talking about old school, Glow. I'm talking about old school.
I think, all right, so if I got to go old school, and she's not really a wrestler, but I would have to go Miss Elizabeth. She changed wrestling in a lot of ways, and she was a darling on the screen. There was a real life love story that was going on. So Miss Elizabeth made you care about relationships in wrestling. Now, I will say, in-ring performer, I grew up really loving, let me see, I was about to say China, but I got to go a little bit further back than China. Man, I go Mae Young. I go Mae Young. And the Great Moolah. I used to pay attention to the Great Moolah. Sherry.
Yeah, you gotta have Sherry. Sherry really can wrestle. She started out the while, but Sherry wasn't no scrub now.
Yeah.
He won the greatest match of all time.
I ain't gonna lie. And I hope Brock Lesnar don't hear this, but I used to have a thing for Sable, man. Sable was bad back in the day.
Oh yeah, Sable.
She had the Sable bomb. She was a blonde bombshell. She can wrestle a little bit.
A little bit.
You gotta say it like that. Yeah, she can wrestle a little bit. Just a little bit. But she was a force and she was a star, man. I used to watch a lot of people, man, but a lot of those Jazz too, man. Jazz was a monster, and Jazz was ahead of her time. I think that if Jazz came out now, she would really be dominant. And she was the Bianca back then. You know what I'm saying?
They were scared of Jazz.
They were really scared of Jazz. They did not talk about Jazz real quick, LP.
Yeah, Jazz was probably the best female wrestler when she was there. Like, even when they used to try to make it look like she was struggling against people like Trish, that was fake and everybody knew it. Like, she really could have been the Brock Lesnar of female wrestlers. Like, there was nobody that really could stop her. Like, and she really was good. I wonder what happened to her. I haven't really seen her if she kept doing anything or whatever. She gave it up.
Yes,
but yeah,
she still wrestling.
She retired. Yeah.
No, she's still wrestling.
Does she?
She just recently retired.
I thought she retired like a couple months ago. Like, she hung it up, had a last match in Impact, I believe. Unless he just decided to come back.
I didn't know she still was going, but yeah, she was one of the ones that they just did. She wasn't there for that pretty girl stuff. She was there to fight, and that's why I think she didn't get where she could have been, because at that time it was all about bra panties and puppies and all that good stuff we grew up with, seeing women get beat down. But I don't know if y'all remember when that 2-man power trip beat Lita down. Stone Cold beat the hell out of Lita. Like, go back and watch it. Like, they used to beat the hell out of women, man. Like, god dang, I really want to ask Stone Cold, like, bro, do you feel bad about that? Like, he threw Lita off the stage. Like, they used to punish the women, but they couldn't punish Jazz.
I just saw a video of Rosie. And what was the other guy named? Rosie Jamal. And
Jamal.
Huh?
Rosie and Jamal.
Yeah. Rosie and Jamal beat the hell out of Mae Young. Mae Young was 80 years old. Both of these men are well over 6 feet tall, 300 pounds. One of them picked Mae Young up and slammed her. And then Rosie got his big ass up on the top rope. Mind you, this man is 300 pounds, and he did a splash on this 80-year-old woman. Me watching that, I was conflicted. I was like, "Oh man, she dead. She dead. All of her internal organs are pancaked, because this 300-pound man just jumped off the top of the rope and pancaked this old ass lady. Why? Who signed off on this?
She was a beast.
She did. She would always tell them, "Yo, treat me like the guys. You better not give me no sissy type of things. Like, treat me like one of the guys." And that's why they did all the things they did, because she would always sign up for it. It was her idea. Even with the Bubba Ray power bombing her through the off the entrance. She told him, "Look, just do it." And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. She looked at him. She said, "If you don't do it, you're going to be a punk." And you can't let an old lady call you a punk, man. You got to go for it. So She would always sign off for them things. It was always her idea. So you got to go for it. Mae Young, man, she was a beast. She was
She
truly
was
a beast.
tough. She probably tough. She probably was one of the toughest women in history, WWE wrestling history, to take them bumps at 80 years old.
Yeah, she was taking some monster bumps. I don't even know what male wrestlers that can go in the ring and take bumps like she took at
Man,
80 years old and not break something. You know what I'm saying? Not pop a blood vessel. Like I don't know how she survived Bubba Ray power bombing her off the top rope through a table. Power bombing her off the stage. Like how? Why? Why, Vince? What did she do to you? You didn't have to treat that old ass lady like that. But I mean, I guess she wanted it, man. So hats off to Mae Young. We just salute some of the great women of wrestling for International Women's Day. Man, speaking of beautiful women, your girl Becky G is performing America the Beautiful during WrestleMania. Uh, WrestleMania is really going Hollywood, fellas. This is something great. I'm excited to see this. I know my old lady is a big fan of Becky G, so a little Latin flavor to America the Beautiful. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see that from your girl Becky G. Oh man, little flavor, little spice, caliente. You know what I'm saying for WrestleMania. LP, what do you think about Becky G being in the place to be?
this may sound bad, man, but I don't know who the hell Becky G is. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know who she is. Maybe if I heard a song, I might be like, oh, okay. But I have no idea who Becky is.
She's a female Bad Bunny. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I didn't know who Bad Bunny was, and when he first got there, I had to ask people. I had to ask my daughter, "Who's this?" Like, dang, he's one of the biggest people ever. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. So yeah, I guess I'm calling me the old guy. I have no idea who.
Hey
It
man,
could have been.
expand your horizons. I know you listen to world music. You probably listen to some reggaeton every once in a while. Reggaeton. You got to put on there. You got tongue to the top of your mouth. Reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? I know you listen to that.
I'm old school, man. I listen to old school music all the time. I try to get his new stuff check every now and then. But I'll check her out.
Yeah,
Maybe she
check
gets.
her out. Check her out, man. She's hot. She got some good music. Expand your horizons, my brother. Expand your horizons. You
You
know
right.
what I'm saying? Oh man. Let's go over to the best damn nation real quick. We got some more comments from the fans, man. Oh, this is interesting. Please pray for Roxanne Perez's recovery, fellas, on Roadblock, one of the NXT events on Tuesday. Roxanne Perez, she fought Miko Satomura, and Roxanne pulled out the win. It was a hard-hitting fight. Roxanne took some pretty stiff blows to the back of the head, man. I was like, oh god, yeah, NXT, man, they kind of, that's wrestling. They go at it, and Miko did not hold back in some of those kicks and strikes that he had. And at the end of the match, Roxanne Perez pulled out the win. Miko went over to raise her hand. She rose her hand. You can see that her eyes rolling back in her head when she was on the ground and she was smiling. She handed her the belt, but she stood up. She raised her hand, and then Roxanne Perez passed out. Uh, it was a little scary. The referee came and was telling her to squeeze his hand to make sure that she was still there. And then they had to bring out the cart and wheel her off in the ambulance to take her to the hospital. So the brothers at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast would like to wish Roxanne Perez a speedy recovery. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's work. But either way, it was a little scary. For a lot of people, even Booker T took his headset off and ran over there to check on her. So, like I said, I couldn't really tell if it was real, but if it wasn't work. But I know she took some shots to the back of the head. So, Roxanne Perez, we wish you a speedy recovery, my sister. Sticking with NXT real quick, there was a face-to-face between Grayson Waller and HBK. Man, HBK came in, they played this music, the fans were hot. It's like he never left, man. And, Grayson Waller was saying a lot of things to HBK to kind of get under his skin. He was trying to goat him into having a match, one last final match. And HBK got in his face. He was like, hey, look, kid, I got a long list of people that want to have their dream match against me, and you ain't no different. And so he was like, but I know somebody that has a lot more, that hates you a lot more than I do. The music hits. Your boy Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, comes back to NXT. If you guys remember, or if you don't remember, Grayson Waller was the one who sent Johnny Gargano on his way. The way that he did it was kind of messed up, and so the fans been hating them and booing them ever since. But Johnny Wrestling has returned home to NXT. Mr. Everything, what do you think about Johnny Wrestling coming back home to the product of NXT for a match against Grayson Waller?
Um, well, let's be honest. They didn't really have anything for him on the main roster at the moment. So him going back to NXT is pretty good. However, what do you do? What does that do for him after the fact? If he beats Grayson Waller, does he stay there in NXT and continue doing some stuff, or does he go back to the main roster and does nothing? Or if he loses to Waller, does he stay in NXT and does nothing, or go back to the main roster and does nothing? So that's the only issue with a lot of these guys. They're moving up to the main roster and they're going back to NXT. It's like, okay, what does it do for them in the long run? Look at Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler went back to NXT. Yes, he won the NXT title, but after he lost it, he went back to the main roster and does nothing. So we have to look at things for the long run for a lot of these guys who make these transitions back and forth. Does it bring a little bit more star power to NXT? Yeah. Does NXT need it? No, not really. Waller really doesn't need anybody of the caliber of Johnny Gargano to really push his star power at the moment, because the way he's shooting at all the legends gives eyes on him anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens with all of this between Gargano and Mr. Mouth of the South of NXT.
Yeah, man, I think Grayson Waller is going to be great, man. I think he's going to be a really brass talker and competitor, man. Almost like a MJF, but it's more tame version of that. Speaking of MJF, man, let me go ahead and transition real quick. People are calling his latest match against Daniel Bryan an instant classic. Fellas, have you had a chance to check out the MJF versus Daniel Bryan Iron Man match? He went 60 minutes. I heard it was a back and forth. I didn't get a chance to actually check it out, but a lot of people are saying that it was one of the best matches in AEW's history. Mr. Everything, have you heard anything about this match, sir?
I did. I have not had a chance to see it, but I saw like clips of it. One clip of MJF giving a tombstone from the second rope to Daniel Bryan, who has a history of neck issues. Why would you do that spot? And you have a strong history of neck issues. Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. No one can explain it to me. As someone who has had a neck injury myself and does not have, granted, I don't have the doctors that Daniel Bryan would have. However, even if I did, I would not chance it. You know what I mean? I would not chance it. And I did hear that he ended up tapping out Daniel Bryan to score the last fall or whatever, which is a big deal for MJF, because I can't even count how many guys have tapped out Daniel Bryan, who is the Dean Malenko of this era, who holds who has 1,000 holes. So yeah, I mean MJF
Well,
is
you said holds with a D.
yes holes, yes with a D,
Okay,
yes
okay.
holes.
Sorry, I was gonna say he had 1,000 holes. I was like,
Holds
I was like,
with a
clean
D.
up your language, sir. We just gave a shout out, but you say
Okay,
holes. Go ahead.
the
I'm
most
just joking.
technical wrestler out there. Is that better?
Okay, got you.
Um, yeah, but MJF is on fire. I want to say he would be the true definition of God mode. He walks it, he talks it. In his post interviews, his press conferences and things like that. You hate the guy just to hate the guy, just so you can love to hate him. And I don't really see anybody taking him off that pedestal that he's on right now, that he created for himself. So hats off to those two gentlemen. But Daniel Bryan, no more risky business. Just sit out a little bit.
Yeah, man. I appreciate Daniel Bryan and the legacy that he's built for himself, even after WWE. He's been not only surviving but thriving, and he's redefined himself as one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time and a lot of people's favorite. MJF pulled out a win over him. Why? How? I don't know. I think Daniel Bryan needs a belt. He has not held gold. Excuse me if I'm mistaken, but to my knowledge, he has not held gold in AEW since he has been there. And I think that he needs to hold something. If he's getting all these monikers as one of the greatest wrestlers, and a lot of people are testing their technical prowess against him, then I think that he needs to have some type of gold. Give this man a belt. But AEW has a very, 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 very saturated roster, and you know they've been struggling the last couple of weeks, man, to put on some really, really good content to compete with the WWE and some of their other shows in their slot. But the pay per view that they just had has gotten a lot of high remarks. A lot of people love the event. I have to go back and watch it myself. I know there was another match with Don Moxley and Hangman Page where they fought and bled all over the place. I saw one thing where he was sticking a fork in his head or something. I don't know. It turned me off. I didn't want to see it. I was like, God. But I thought that was interesting. But I think we're going to go back and try to watch that event and just give some fair critiques, just to be fair. But I've heard that the event was really good, and I'm excited to go back and check that out. So, fellas, let's go ahead and go into our segments real quick. There's been a lot of matches that happen all of this week, from Friday to Monday to Tuesday. We got to go to the wrestler of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and that's Mr. Everything. What is your match of the week?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my match of the week, if we have to go mainstream, would be Sami Zayn versus Jimmy Uso. The emotion behind all of it, and just the whole caliber of how things played out for these two gentlemen, gives them the match of the week. If we're going independence, yes, we're going to talk about independent wrestling because that's where it all starts, under independence. We're going to talk about match of the week. Match of the week is going to be Victor Andrews versus Sean Cruz at MATW this past Saturday. We had 800 screaming to the top of their lungs fans in Gloucester, Virginia this past Saturday. And when I tell you it was deafening in that arena, in that gym, we couldn't even hear our heartbeats in the ring. That's how loud it was. And we were the very first match. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever I get the video for that, I will be posting it in the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast page, so you guys can check it out. But I guarantee you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a warning, turn your volume down before you press play. I'm like, off gate, turn your volume down to about 50 before you press play because that crowd is the first time they've had wrestling there in about 5 years, I want to say. And we brought the fire, we brought the steam, and they definitely gave us all the energy and all the power to go out there and entertain them. So shout out to Sean Cruz. I beat him, of course, because I am Mr. Everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's the
those are my
one.
two matches of the week. I knew he was going to say something. I knew he was going to say something. I was like, I was ignoring you for a second because I knew he was going to say something.
That's one. That's the one. He got the same record as your boy in WWE before he left. What was his name? God dang. The boy you saw with that Broski. He used to be like the bro all the time.
Oh, Matt Riddle.
No, not Matt Red. The
No,
one he came from.
Mojo Rawley.
Oh,
Yeah. You remember he one time he was like 200 and ain't won no man yet. They ran that. He
Oh,
won.
Zack Ryder. Zack
no,
Ryder.
that wasn't Zack Ryder. That was
Hey,
that was his
he
boy.
was an internet champion, okay, for a very long time.
Yeah, that was his boy. Hawkins. Hawk
Yeah,
something.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he went like 200-0. He won. He was famous for not winning any matches. That was the crazy thing. He had the record for the most loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was dumb because he won matches before the other characters. So yeah, but it still was funny.
Oh man, hey, Mr. Everything. Can you talk about performing with a crowd like that, man? How did it feel to be in front of, you said 700-800 plus people, screaming fans, and everybody into the match? How does it feel as a wrestler to have that type of crowd that's red hot and that loves wrestling and that's really a part of the show?
Man, let me tell you, um, my energy by itself is the equivalent of a Super Saiyan. For those who watch anime, Dragon Ball Z, I am like the Goku of professional wrestling. My energy goes Super Saiyan. Those people took me to Super Saiyan 3. I skipped over 2. I went right to 3. It's always feels like it's like the most important element of what we do because we feed off the energy of the fans. Like the more they scream, the more they boo, the more they cheer, lets us know that they're watching, they're being entertained, they're enjoying what they're seeing, and we have them. We have them emotionally, we have them mentally. I mean, some of them try to get physical sometimes, but however, we 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 know that we have their attention, and that's very important for all of us. That in everything that we do, whether it's just getting in the ring and doing a promo or actually doing a match, everything that we do is based off how the fans react. And man, it was amazing. It sounded like over 1,000 people in there, and it was only about 800, but it sounded like 5 to 10,000 people in there.
Man, that's dope, man. I love to hear that. And I know you got some more opportunities like that this year coming up with some big news that you're gonna drop for the people later on. We ain't forgot about it. we ready for it. But thank you for that piece, Mr. Everything. LPZ. It's been a lot happening in the wrestling world, my friend. We got to go to you, the genie of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And ask LP, what was your best damn wrestling moment?
It's funny because we were talking about MJF a while ago. My best moment is not even on SmackDown or Raw, and I don't even know how current it is. When I think it happened at their recent match where MJF was walking around the crowd and he took a cup from a mom's that a mother had, and he threw the water in her son's face. It was a little kid. He had to be like 4 or 5. He took it and just threw it and just walked off. And like the reason why I like this so much because like MJF, I'm telling you, he's the greatest heel in the past 20 plus years because he stays in character all the time. I don't know if you ever seen this guy signing autographs. He's still talking shit to people as he's signing autographs. He's like, "Yeah, now get out of here," or "Give me your money," or like well, we in the world now where wrestling, everything is posted online. You can't really get into, good and well that Dom is not really with Rhea Ripley because Dom got married not too long ago, or Solo got married. So you see the outside too much. So with this guy, he's the only guy I've seen in years because I don't think nobody else stays in character 24/7. This guy stays in character 24/7. You have not look it up, and it could have been set up. I'm pretty sure it was, but because it was a black woman at that. She didn't jump on him or nothing. So and she had a shocked look on her face. And even if it was set up, it's hilarious just the way this guy does it. Like, look, I wish I would have had the clip set up prior. Maybe we'll post it on the page. But yeah, that dude is keeping wrestling what it used to be. I really think AEW is like NWA. NWA back in the day. Like, they really be wrestling. Is it better than WWE? Their matches are better than WWE. I'm sorry. They have a couple of things here and there that needs work. But I think the AEW fans are old school wrestling fans. So the WWE is switches, of course, always going to be the superior product. But if you really want to break down matches and wrestling every week, I'll put AEW over WWE when it comes to their matches. WWE would step it up during pay-per-views, but AEW, they kind of bring it, like, even on regular matches. Like I said, they ain't perfect, but that's one thing about AEW that I like. And the way MJF is, he needs to be AEW for life. I don't never want to see him come to WWE because he would not work. He would a watered down MJF would not work nowhere. So I hope that never.
I definitely agree with you. Let's go over to the Best Damn Nation. Oh, we got a comment from Mama Everything. Mama Everything said, "I would have kicked his ass for real." she didn't care if it was fake. I would have kicked his ass for real. Mama gangster with it. You gonna take my cup out of my hand, that I paid $5 for, and throw it in my son's face? I would have kicked his ass for real. She with it. Mama with it, Jack. Oh man, Mama don't take no mess. Mama everything. That is funny. Oh man, that's a crazy moment, LP. Yeah, I don't know how I would have acted, man, if that was real. And he just took it out. What would you do? Let me ask you, you a father, what would you do if you and your daughter went to a AEW event and he walked past you and took the cup out of your hand and threw it in your daughter's face? What would you do as a fan?
Yeah, I probably would have got my ass whooped because I definitely would have jumped on him. If you're a fan and you jump on a wrestler, I've seen what happens to every person that does that. It's never good. It's never good at all. You're going to get hands by them and who else decides to jump on you. But yeah, I probably would have just. I would have got my ass whooped that day.
Oh man, I would have been swinging for my baby. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down.
Yeah.
Straight up and down. Mr. Everything, you chilling. MJF walked by, throw a whole cup of water on Superstar Road. What you doing?
I'm calling security to hold back Superstar Rome. Because that kid stays ready to fight anyway. We've actually had an interaction one night with a wrestler at an NXT house show in Durham. It was back when Velveteen Dream was part of NXT, and it was a 6-man tag. And Velveteen Dream had on all of his opponents. He had all their shirts on, and he would rip them and take them off and whatever. And so he was getting the crowd to cheer to say, "Who wants the shirt? Who wants the shirt?" and he saw my son sitting there in front row, and he came, he gave it to him. He gave him a Tommaso Ciampa shirt.
Mm.
Tommaso Ciampa did not like that. Did not like that at all. So during the match, he actually brought Velveteen right in front of us and slammed him up against the barricade right in front of us and looked at my son and reached over the barricade and grabbed him and was like, "Give me that shirt, give me that shirt." And Rome had been like maybe 3 at the time, and he started crying, and I sat there and I just laughed because I already knew what it was, and I laughed, and he walked away and he waved at him. You remember when Tommaso would do that little wave, that little sinister wave, like bye bye, and my son waved back at him, and my son stood up. He had a NXT replica belt, so he stood up and he yelled at him, and the crowd went crazy. And I was like, okay, it's time to calm this kid down because he's ready to jump on the barricade and be part of the show at 3 years old. So yeah, I don't think I got nothing to worry about. Superstar Rome handled his own.
Hey, look.
It ain't me.
Hey, look.
It ain't me. MJF got to worry about it. Superstar Rome, he got to worry about.
Hey, look, mama, everything she just said in the comments. You better be glad I'm on there.
Yo, mama, everything don't play. She don't at all.
He better be glad I was not there. Mama, everything would have been put in boot asses. Oh man, that's great. Well, fellas, it has been one hell of a show. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Let's go around the table. And I know we did it at the beginning of the show, but let the beautiful people know where to find you and what you got going on. Mr. Everything.
All right, so breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. This past weekend, I was all over the place. I was in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday. I was in Gloucester, Virginia on Saturday, and I was in Chuckey, Tennessee on Sunday. Saturday, of course, you guys know it was the wrestling show for the Gloucester High School. Then Sunday, I was at School of Morton. You can go to School of Morton on YouTube. School of Morton 505 to check out one of the matches from this past Sunday. And my next match will be aired on this Sunday. However, Friday was a big moment. Friday was a big tryout in front of Gabe Sapolsky. Gabe Sapolsky, for those who don't know, he started Ring of Honor, he started Evolve, he started Dragon Gate, he worked for ECW, and he is currently the recruiting guy for WWE. Your boy went out there and got busy. Your boy went out there and got busy. He remembered me from a couple of seminars I've done and trials I've done from Evolve. And one of his stories that he told during the seminar was when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens first came to Ring of Honor, he turned them away. And they left and they went and improved themselves. And then they came back and then he hired them. And what he said to me was, I remember you from before the pandemic. You have improved so much. I'm impressed. Today I received an email. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a good chance you will be seeing me on your WWE or NXT TV somewhere in the near future. Just got to get some paperwork, physical and blood work done. As an extra, not assigned talent yet. Not yet. But everything is possible. That's my motto. Everything is possible. So be on the lookout. Make sure you watch the product. Keep up with the best damn wrestling podcast. And we will keep you guys updated and see what could possibly happen in 2023 for Mr. Everything.
Oh man, fresh off the press. That's hot news. Congratulations, Mr. Everything. Clap, claps, and tap taps all around, sir. Clap, claps, and tap taps. And snap. There you go, boy. There you go. That's my boy. That's what we're talking about. LP, you gonna be watching NXT now? A little bit more closely, huh?
Yeah, I have no reason to now because I ain't got no reason to.
Oh man! Congratulations, Mr. Everything, man. We want to see where that evolves, man. And I know you happy just to even have the opportunity to be able to do that, man. So That's great, my brother. You know, we here, the brothers at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We've been supporting you the whole entire way, Jack. So congratulations, my friend.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right. Oh man, LPZ, what you got going on, and where can the people find you?
You should have let him go last. Who the hell gonna follow all of that shit after he done? I'm in the studio, follow me on my Instagram, one click when time he shoots. I mean, hell, I can't say shit after he just did. I'm about to possibly be on some contract. And then you come an LP with you. What the hell I got? I'm sitting in the studio.
Well, man, you got.
Next time somebody got big news, let them go last.
All right. Hey, I didn't know he was gonna drop it right then. But anyway, you got big stuff coming on, man. Tell people about your fashion show, brother.
Oh yeah, you know I got a fashion show, Renaissance, April the 23rd, Durham Armory. Like I said, as always, everything on my Instagram. Just follow me on my Instagram. I'm stalking Beyonce all week. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep on stalking her the next couple of weeks. Just click on those videos and watch it. I'll keep stalking her. Maybe she'll show up. Did I have some big news?
Oh man, you can always get a Beyonce lookalike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I want the real B.
You want the real B?
Yeah.
Oh man, I know that's right. We're putting out a petition for Beyonce to be at the Renaissance Fashion Show with the great LPZ. You know what I'm saying? Perform one show. Or if you a Beyonce lookalike, or if you got a Beyonce show wig that you can throw on real quick, holla at LP. You know what I'm saying? For that. We're excited about that. That's going to be hot for the city, man. It's going to be great entertainment. So if you're in the Raleigh, Durham area. What's the date again?
April 23rd.
April 23rd. Check out the Renaissance Fashion Show with the one and only LP. My name is Brian Renegade. You can find me at all platforms at Brian Renegade. I got some exciting stuff going on. Just follow the pages, man. You'll see everything that I got going on, and you can support your boy as I do these many projects that I have on my hands. I got a lot going on, man. I don't know how I do half the stuff that I do, but it's beautiful, and I'm excited for all the new things that's popping up, man. So let's follow your boy, Brian Renegade, at Brian Renegade on all platforms. We're gonna try to squeeze some trivia in the next show, man. LP, you never got to take your little victory lap real quick, because apparently you won trivia last week, man. Do you want to say a few words for the people while you currently have the crown, sir?
You know, you wake up in the morning and you piss excellent. You know, that's just what you do. You know, I think everybody knew what was going to happen. You know, I'm just going to keep that crown until somebody dethrone me. You know, they say, if you want to beat a man, woo, you got to beat the man. And right now, y'all the twos. I'm the one.
Oh man. You know, I'm gonna let you gloat. I'll let you gloat. You deserve that much because you did win. But you know, your crown, sir, is looking a little unstable, and it needs to be on a more sturdy head of King Renegade when I win this next challenge, man. So we're gonna have Chef on the next show, and we're gonna have a little bit of Chef Showtime's wrestling trade. I'm excited for that. Beautiful people, if you would like to follow the show and everything that we got going on, only thing that you have to do is follow us on our social media. You go to our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook group at the Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can go to our Facebook page at the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can go to our Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can follow us on TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you would like to support the show, we always looking for support. You know what I'm saying? As low as $5. That's all. Just $5. Sandwich, a drink, maybe some fries. You can go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the best damn wrestling podcast, and support your boys. We got cups, we got mugs, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got all kind of paraphernalia for you to be able to get on our monthly subscription, so you can go and support your boys and support our growth at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Just go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and continue to support the show and tell people about your boys, man. Let them know that we exist, that we here. We on all platforms, everywhere that you listen to your podcast. You can listen to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. If you're on Amazon Music, you can listen to us. If you're on Audible, you can listen to us. If you're on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, any of those platforms, you can listen to us. If you're on Twitcher, you can listen to us. Is it Twitcher? Twizzler? Anyway, all platforms you can listen to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Wherever you get your podcast. Support your boys. We on every platform. We got some big stuff going zones. We got some interviews that we plan on having. And if it's anybody that you would like to see your boys interview here at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, just tag our show and show them the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and we can have them on and we can interview them, and it will be a lot more interesting than any other show. You know why? Because this is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Simple and plain as that. Fellas, let me go around the room real quick. Let's inspire people. Let's leave a final word for the beautiful people. Mr. Everything, do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
Final word. Go to LP first. I need a second to figure it out.
LPZ, do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
Whatever you do it well.
Whatever you do it well. Say it again for the people in the back.
Whatever you do it well.
That's a good word for the people. Whatever you do it well. You know, put your heart in it, put some stank in it, put a little bit of effort. A little bit of effort go a long way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If you don't never start, you will never know what your finish will look like. You know what I'm saying? Good word from your boy, LPZ. Thank you, sir. Mr. Everything, going back to you, sir. You told us to skip you, come back to you. We back around the bend. Do you have a beautiful word for the beautiful people?
Yes, I got 2 rules for you. Rule number 1, put God first. Rule number 2, refer to rule number 1.
Amen, my brother. I like that one. Put God first, and then refer back to it whenever you need him, or whenever you whenever. You know what I'm saying? Seek God first. Do some kingdom work out here in these streets. That's a word from Mr. Everything. Mr. Everything said it. Yeah, I like that. Beautiful people, my final word would be, there's always any kind of situation that you can run into. Only thing that you can really control is your energy and your reaction behind it. So I'm going to leave you with this word. When you see the bigger picture, you become the bigger person. Whatever you got going on, I don't care what it is. If somebody is challenging you, somebody want to fight you, bill collectors calling, they getting on your nerves, about to cut somebody out. Baby mama getting on your nerves. You're trying to get some loan from the bank and somebody blocking. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. If it's an obstacle in your way, just think about different ways that you can approach it, different ways that you can attack it, and be strategic. But whenever you are faced with adversity, if you see the bigger picture, you have to be the bigger person because you have a lot more on the line that requires your attention, that requires your energy, and that requires your focus. Beautiful people, best damn nation. Thank you for watching us again, fellas. It is always an honor and a pleasure. You sirs are both gentlemen and scholars. We will see you next week on the next best damn wrestling podcast. Fellas, I will see you guys next week. Beautiful people, we bid you adieu.